Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the apostle and the elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that's watching and learning. To you I say shalom. Also want to give a shalom to the Akim that's out there on the highways and byways that's doing this work in all truth and sincerity, making themselves a living sacrifice unto our power Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Trying to bring in the lost sheep. To you I say shalom. Also want to give a shalom to the newly awakened. All right. That the Most High is, blessed with His Spirit. May the Most High bless you with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding according to your lot. All right. Don't take this for granted. All right. To you I say shalom. All right. I'm the brother Nakamaya coming at you with another lesson. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to call this lesson yet, right? But it's going to pretty much be a follow-up to one of the recent lessons that I just did concerning this guy, Grandmaster Jay. All right, so what I got is a couple of precepts lined up, video, and hopefully everything be edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so I want to open up with is the book of Revelations. All right, chapter 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, right? And us that's in this truth, we know who this red horse represents, right? And why he was even sent, right? Because he has a duty and he got a job to do, right? And what our people don't understand is, the structure of things because they like wisdom and knowledge, right? So this lesson gonna be pretty much centered around Grandmaster Jay once again, but this time we're gonna get the other side we're gonna get the other side of this coin, right? We're gonna get this to perspective from the enemy, right? How his opponents and his adversaries view his actions, right? Because he was out there blowing a lot of smoke, man, right? And ain't nobody come out there and challenge him, so the perception was, right, that everybody was scared, right? You hear these young jakes out here, right? These worldly cats doing all this huffing and puffing, praising Grandmaster Jay like he really did something slacky, right? And the guy ain't do nothing but go out there and blow a whole lot of smoke, man, right? I did 10 years in prison. I seen guys talk like that all day, every day, right? So that don't mean nothing. All right, so let's go to the book of Genesis, right? Because this red horse that was given power in the great sword, right? We're finna get just a little bit more information on it, right? Because our people don't really they really don't consider this information. All right, let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25. So this red horse, right? This is the birth of that red horse, right? Just to give you a little, history on him, right? Or the guy that sat upon that red horse, rather, because the horse just represents power, right? And we finna see how he got his power as well, right? And this is what you guys up against, when you challenge the powers that be. Got the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. Now, this is Esau, right? Actually, Slocky, let me back up. We start at verse 25. And the first came out red. Now, this is the birth of Jacob and Esau, right? Good and evil, right? A carnal man and a spiritual man, right? Being born, right? And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, right? And this red fella, right, that just came out first, he is that same guy that's sitting on top of that red horse that received that sword. We're gonna get to that a little later, right? But we just giving you a little background on him. All right. Verse 27, Slakia, verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and he took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years when she bare them, right? So his brother came out afterwards, right? Verse 27. And the boys grew. Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, right? So this red man that came out first, right? He was a cunning hunter and a man of the field, right? So meaning those outdoors, man, right? Those rugged terrains and that environment. He was blessed with survival tactics and just a a oneness with the wilderness, if you will, right? And Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents, and his brother was a plain man, right? He was not the equipped, to go out there and just be a wild man, right? A man of the field, because that's what Esau was, a wild man, right? His brother was one of wisdom, right? So that's the difference between these two guys, right? So when it comes just off of basic natural instincts, right? When it comes to war and tactics and just straight up destruction, this man's he's naturally born to do this, right? We're gonna get just a little bit more on this. Let's slide over 2 more chapters, right? Got the book of Genesis, chapter 27. Remember, not only is he a man of the field, right? You gotta look at this right here. Right? Got the book of Genesis, chapter 27. I'm gonna start at verse 38, right? Because now he's also finna receive a blessing, right? His blessing is gonna allow him to, take hold of rulership of the world for a period of time, right? So he's gonna rule, but let's see how he's gonna rule and what he's gonna rule with, right? Got the book of Genesis, chapter 27, started verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept, right? Started crying. Verse 39, And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, Slakia, and of the dew of the heaven from above. Right? Fatness of the earth, dew of the heaven from above, right? So you're going to inherit all the best places on earth, right? Verse 40. And by thy sword should I live, and shall serve thy brother, right? And by thy sword should I live, right? So not only is you going to inherit all the best places of the earth, but in order to maintain them, right? Or even inherit them, right? It's going to require a sword to do it, right? Because he just said that's the way you're going to live, right? You're not going to be a diplomatic, person, right? Doing things, civilly, with paperwork, and litigation, right? That's not going to be your forte, right? You're gonna do things your way, right? That's what this sword is representing, right? And violently on top of that, right? See, this only fits one man, right? So when people say Esau is not who he is, well, who else fits this type of destruction, man? Right? Not to get too far off, because I don't really want to make this too long. And by thy sword should I live and serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off thy neck. Verse 41. Right? Because this is something that a lot of our people are not aware of. Right? Because these curses, these people have been hating you since the beginning, man. Right? Because the Lord ordained it that way. He set it up that way. And he set them up over you for a period of time, right? So anytime you challenge that and go against that, you're really going against the hand of the Lord, right? Because this man really has no power, right? Because a man's goings are of the Lord, even the wicked, all right? Verse 41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him, because Jacob's blessing is the ultimate, right? Once his blessing take hold, it's going to be forever, right? Eternally. And nothing's gonna topple it, man. There's no other kingdom going to come behind it. Right? And Esau gave that up. He traded that up, right? For one morsel of meat, right? So, how silly is that? It's going to show you this man don't have no wisdom, right? And he's angry behind the decision that he made, right? But he hates you for it, right? And he knows his time is short. He knows his time is running out, right? Because he see all these prophecies unfolding. He see the children waking up. We taking hold to our name. We calling on our power. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Not Jesus the Christ, right? The enemy wasn't shaking when, y'all been calling on Jesus, man, right? Nobody was scared when you Negroes, Latino, Native Americans was calling on Jesus. Nobody was scared of that, man, right? You see that? That's how you know his power in the name, man. He said his name is dreadful among the heathen, right? So this is just a little backstory on Jacob and Esau, right? And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning of my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob, right? So people wanted to kill his brother since the beginning, man. And his blessing is the main reason why, right? So just to give you a little backdrop on that, now I got a video right here I want to watch. I want to bring out. All right, this guy, Black Scout Survival. He sounds like he ex-military. Matter of fact, he is ex-military. All right. Now, I guess he was answering questions, and one of his subscribers asked him, how he felt about, the marches of the NFAC, right? And should they be worried about it, right? So, this guy right here, they ex-military, he ex-military, right? He from Stone Mountain where they was at, right? So, he should have a opinion about this, right? So we're going to go ahead and listen to his opinion, right? And see how he feel about it. Because as of lately, we've been having a lot of our people, bragging and boasting, man. Especially a lot of you young jakes, man. Your pants sagging, ass hanging all out, man. You're effeminate ones that do all that crime, man. Been raised by your mama, man. Still don't know how to be a man, right? See, you saw that, right, and thought you seen something, man. Right? This man didn't shoot not one gun, right? Was holding guns incorrectly, as we're going to see when we watch this video, man. It was just a straight clown show. What you fools don't know, this man shot up, man. Right? This guy's an agent. Right? And all you guys that call yourself, want to follow behind this guy, right? You just going to wind up on a terror list, man. Right? That's it, man. This guy was running for the president, got pictures with Trump. Right? Telling what else they going to cook up on this dude, right? Videos all over the internet on this guy doing all kind of shit, man. Right? This man all over the place, man. Right? Well, I'm going to go ahead and play some of this video, man. Actually, I'm going to play probably most of it, man, because this really what the lesson about is how they feel about it, man. Right? Because you got a lot of our people huffing and puffing and got their chest up behind what this dude did, but that ain't nothing, man. Let's see how these other people feel about it, man. All right, so I hope this lesson is edifying. I want to say, call halal Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Hashem Rakakadash. Let's get into it.
So I get a lot of questions lately this week about the NFAC and should we be afraid? How things have escalated, man. Started out as police brutality, George Floyd, everybody was in solidarity against that. And then all of a sudden it transformed into F the police, get rid of them, get rid of all the statues, and now F white people. At least if you let the NFAC say it. The Not Fooling Around Coalition. And if you guys don't know, I did a show years ago, 2013. I was a host of a show, and the premise of this reality show, I was infiltrating a militia, and
he was infiltrating a militia. So this guy here, man, hey, he got some mean credentials. Right now, he already admitted in this video that he's a Marine or ex-Marine. Right, so you know what he's talking about, right? And this is the same one that was blessed with that sword that sat upon that red horse that was blessed with that sword to take peace from the earth. This is who y'all going up against, right? That's why I read those verses, right? Just to give you a little history on them, right? Because he got a purpose, right? Now, don't let his demeanor fool you, right? Because you really need to pay attention to what he's saying, man. Because those guys that were just standing out there, man, right? The ones that y'all so proud of, right? From what he about to say, man. He said it just took 10 of they guys, man, to take 200 of them out, man. Right? So that's one guy just taking out 20 people. And matter of fact, since I brought that up, I'm going to go to another clip and show you how that's even possible too, right? Because they natural born killers. I'm going to show you that. Right? They take movie stars, man, and just turn them into killers, man. Because this is really this is really their occupation, man. Right? Naturally. But a lot of people don't know that, right? Get back to the video.
I was going to train them and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, what I do know is I know a little bit about militias because working on that show, obviously doing research and interacting, and they're not that high speed usually.
Now, you say he know about militias, right? He said they're not usually that high speed usually, right? Because now, they high speed when it comes to just regular folks, right? Because regular people, they don't, train in military style, training. Like the average person don't do that, right? They just simple people, right? But militants, right? They preparing like they getting ready for war, man, right? A civil war at that, especially these white militias, right? They know it's coming, right? They can feel it in their bones. They want it, right? What they don't know is spiritually, it's written for it to happen. Right, so they're gonna always be ready, but you Jakes, hey man, y'all doing all this huffing and puffing and praising this guy like he did something, man. Walking down this street, man. Just pay attention to what this man here about to tell you, man, or what he about to say, man, and also read between the lines on some of the stuff that he's not saying.
But if you guys hadn't seen, there was a group of about 200 black armed militia men dressed in all black, men and women, and they were, chanting Black Power.
Men and women. Now, whenever you ever seen Esau, man, like really finna go to battle with women, just you know what I'm saying, on the battlefield with them. Yeah, we got women in the army, but they ain't out there on the battlefield, man. Right? Some of you guys out there holding these guns weren't out there on the battlefield too. We're gonna find that out too, man. Like we say, man, you only set up to seduce the mind of the simple, man.
F white people, F the BLM.
Cause this guy here, he finna expose a lot about you, your military credentials, right? Not yours exactly per se, but hey, man, a lot of these guys that's claiming they military, man, ain't even held no gun in the military, right?
And I saw these on various social medias. One was TikTok, and the thing is that the liberal media had reported that they were pro BLM, but I specifically heard them say that. And if I can find that, I'll overlay it here. And maybe they changed, versus that. They were just maybe passionate at that moment to say that. But the group marched.
Now, let me say this. Don't nobody know what the hell that dude is, right? For one thing, we do know he's not an Israelite. When I say he's not an Israelite, he's not a part of the hopeful elect, right? And I don't know no camps out there that associate themselves with this guy, right? But he claims to be some of everything, right? He claims to be, he support Black Lives Matter. He support Islam, right? He support Black Power, right? He support the Israelites, right? This man support everything, right? So he all over the place, man. This dude just looking for attention, really, right? But the simple ones, they find this, attractive, right? What y'all really need to take heed to, right? Because you heard him. Now listen to this guy, right? And don't let his cool demeanor fool you, man, right? Because from what he's saying, man, those guys were just sitting ducks out there, man. These guys do this for a living, man. Grandmaster Jay, he was just out there for a day. These guys do this here around the clock, man. Right? It ain't even no big thing, man.
Stone Mountain, which is a Confederate monument. And in the early 1900s, the KKK had meetings there. They went there to there, and they got on a bullhorn and challenged all rednecks, they said. I mean, I know rednecks aren't racist, boogaloos, I guess.
How crazy that is. You go to the birthplace of the KKK in the middle of nowhere, sitting ducks, right, with a bullhorn, talking about something you wanted with anybody and everybody. Right? How much sense that make, man? Right? Leading the sheep to the slaughter.
They call out Matt Best because Matt Best wears Hawaiian shirts, and he's talked about boogalooing before, so maybe they're calling out Matt Best too. I don't know, but many have said that had stated that white guys were able to go to the Capitol buildings and do things like that with rifles, and they never gave an issue. And if a black person did that, they'd be killed. Well, we see that's not true. And these.
Now don't let that fool you, right? Cause he would harp on that, right? And say, well, look. People say blacks can't walk around armed without being harassed. Well, look at that. No, ain't no look at that, because that guy set up, man, bought and paid for, man. Right? It wasn't even a cop nowhere in the vicinity, man, nowhere. Right? Where they do that at, man? Where have you ever seen black folks able to do that, man, or so-called blacks? Right? Dressed in all black now, in the birthplace of the KKK, right? Out of all places, right? We ain't talking about they marching through Harlem, right? They in the birthplace of the KKK, armed, dressed in all black, screaming black power, and not one cop show up, man. There's no helicopter flying above them, nothing, man. And they armed to the teeth, talking about they want that smoke. What? Come on, man. If you can't see that this guy's set up, man, right? I mean, you just really just asking to be led to the slaughter, right? But he can't use that, because we got plenty of other evidence of our people walking down the street holding firearms in open carry states, and the police hot on them, right? Laying them down, making them put it down, laying them down. Lucky they ain't get shot, right? We got videos of that all over YouTube, man. Right?
Guys that were coming before the white guys with guns were going to the Capitol. They were actually going there to battle constitutional rights before Second Amendment. Recently, the lockdown orders, never did I see any of them go there talking about they want all blacks or all, whatever.
Now you trying to justify the white militias coming out with their guns, right? Because whether you believe it or not, that's how the country got back open, right? Remember the white? We remember them storming the White House, right? Saying open the country, man. We know our rights, right? Damn this coronavirus, right? We heard them, right? We saw them, right? And what happened as soon as the country opened up? They went back to doing what they doing most, right? Then that George Floyd incident take place, right? And it wasn't just George Floyd alone. You had a couple people got hung. Right, you got these Karens losing their minds, right? That's really why they want the country to get open, right? So they can get out here and get back at you Jakes, man. Right? That's really what they set up for. Right? Just to make your life miserable. And if your life not miserable, then their life is miserable. You see that? That's all that is, man.
Different race to meet them on the battlefield, because that's what the NFAC was doing. They were saying, come meet us on the battlefield. Y'all are scared, blah, 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 blah. Which is trying to entice that kind of drama. I've yet to hear anybody do anything that absurd until the NFAC. The KKK was a secret society started.
Hey, look, you best believe they was out there on the battlefield too. You just didn't see them, right? See all them trees and woods and all that around there. You don't think nobody was out there, man, right? Some iron sights trained on them, man. You don't think so?
By former Confederate soldiers. They were made a terrorist organization in the 1960s. The funny thing is you'll see people say, or memes, why don't Donald Trump make the KKK a terrorist organization? Well, they had been since the 60s, long before him. But even though they're a terrorist organization, it doesn't mean they don't exist illegally and they don't meet. I remember when I was a kid, they were coming to my town for something not related to a racial issue. I forgot what the issue was, or maybe I didn't even really know because I was a child. But they were coming there because they were angry about something that happened in the town. And I remember I was scared. I was scared as hell, and I was a white kid, I was scared of the KKK coming there, Reportedly, the NFAC was a bunch of veterans, and I kind of giggled when I heard that, boasting about their abilities and their training.
Now you heard that, right? Because we did hear that, right? And they go where Grandmaster Jay say, right? He a veteran, right? There are a bunch of veterans out there, right? Y'all ate that up, right? Oh, we got some veterans. They know what they doing, right? Because the first thing come to mind when a veteran, you hear somebody's a veteran, first thing come to mind is, hey, man, he done killed somebody, or he knows how to handle weapons, right? All right, well, let's see if that's true, right? Now, remember, this guy here was in the service, right? He's just a Marine, right? Let's hear it from his mouth.
Guys from OEF, OIF could take out that group easily. They're walking in a parade formation. Anybody, even the Boy Scouts, know that you walk in a staggered column, right? That question, first and foremost, them being in the military, because literally the NFAC was a bunch of veterans, and I kind of giggled when I heard that, boasting about their abilities and their training.
He said he giggled when he heard y'all was a bunch of veterans, man, right? So while you simple ones out there getting all excited, right? Because you see a bunch of guys dressed in all black holding guns talking shit, you got people on the other side giggling, man. They thought it was hilarious, man. Right? You see that? But the ones who thought it was hilarious, right? They handle guns and play with stuff like that all the time, man. Right? So while he had his one day of fame, that Grandmaster Jay, these guys are doing this right now as we speak. Right? And where Grandmaster Jay at? Right? Probably somewhere having coffee with Obama. Right?
10 guys from OEF, OIF could take out that group easily. They're walking in a parade formation.
10 guys could have took out those 200, right? You heard that? That's how you feel about y'all, man.
Anybody, even the Boy Scouts, know that you walk in a staggered column, right?
He just pointed out the way your formation was lined up, man. Right? He said Boy Scouts knew better than that. You see that? So, these you NFAC supporters, y'all might be better off, following Boy Scouts, man. Right? At least they know how to survive in the wilderness. Right? These guys right here don't even know how to keep a formation, man. Right? And you want us to follow you? Hell out of here, man.
That question, first and foremost, them being in the military, because they could be, but that doesn't make you a tactician. Look at.
Now, he just said because you was in the military, that don't make you a tactician, right? Because you do realize, right? Everybody in the military is not going to the battlefield, right? And if you ain't going to the battlefield, then that means you don't need a gun, right? So if that means you don't need a gun, that means they're not gonna give you a gun, right? So that means, right, just because Grandmaster Jay claims he is ex-military, right? So what y'all need to do, you supporters I'm talking to, right? You his supporters, right? The one that's puffing this guy up, right? Y'all need to find out how many bodies he got under him, man. Right? Y'all need to really find out if he really about that, man. Right? Because what you about to find out and what this man here is about to expose, that everybody in the military ain't out there on the battlefield, right? Holding guns, man. Right? So just because he out there holding guns, man, don't mean nothing, right? Do we know what he doing with that gun? Right? And besides that, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So let me go ahead and grab that real quick, right? Right? Because us men of Israel, right, the men of the Lord, we condone firearms, right? Because we understand, man, everything that's taking place is the will of the Father, right? So we not gonna fight against that, right? Got the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through power to the pulling down the strongholds, right? And Grandmaster Jay, you wasn't even a stronghold to pull down, right? That's just how pathetic you was, right? As far as it comes to trying to deceive the elect, right? Because like we say, you paid in bulk for it, man, and you set up to seduce the mind of the simple. Verse 5, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of power, right? And you exalting yourself against the knowledge of power, claiming to be a savior, man. Claiming to be a liberator, right? And the one true liberator is our Lord, Yahweh Shai, right? The Redeemer, right? Not a weak, pathetic man. And bring into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach, right? So we don't battle with weapons of, carnal weapons, right? Especially against a man that was blessed with it, right? We got more sense than that, right? That's where wisdom come in at, right? All right, play some more of this video.
a lot of jobs. We got boatswainsmen.
Now remember, right? He finna name jobs that's in there that don't require you to have guns, right? So while these guys out here hollering about their ex-military and all this and all that, you really need to ask him, was you carrying guns and how many people you killed? If he was really about that, though, man. And I'm gonna tell you like this, right? Just by judging him and looking at him, just by looking at him, like his demeanor, just by reading him, right? Just by reading his spirit, right? He ain't killed nobody, man.
Coxswains, I don't even know. We got cooks. We got.
Ask him, was he a cook? Right? Those are jobs they love to give, you Negroes, man. Right? Latinos, Native Americans. Right? Because the last thing they want to do is give you a gun because they really don't even trust you like that out there with them. Right? Even though y'all on the same team, you're really not. Right? So all these jobs that's really not requiring you to have weapons and guns, right? They're gonna give a lot of you Jakes them jobs, right? And I'm willing to bet Grandmaster Jake probably had one of them jobs, man. Right?
Or Army Rangers has cooks. Motor T. I mean, we got all kinds of
Motor T, cooks. Come on, man.
And water purification
specialists, right? Grandmaster Jay, was you out there purifying the water, right? When they get into the remote areas where the water supply is low, right? You was the one to go to the lake and gather all the water up and purify it so the soldiers, the warriors, the ones that's out there actually doing the fighting so they can have something to drink. Was that you out there? Right? So when you say that you was a part of the military or you got experience, you need to clarify exactly what it was that you was actually out there doing, man. Right? Because you got a lot of people thinking that you was out there like Rambo, bro. Right? You see that? Right? Seducing the mind of the weak. Right? Because they don't know these things, right? But that's why we here, man. To bring some light to it, right? Even the enemy know you ain't no threat, man. Right? He said you might have been a cook out there. Right? So your supporters need to take heed, man, and ask some diligent questions.
Specialist, all these sort of things. I remember when I was on ship, there was a Navy, I think a second class petty officer, and he asked to hold my rifle when I was leaving, actually on a bird to go off go to land, and he was like, "Can I hold your rifle?" And he said he'd been in the Navy 12 years and never held a firearm. So
now you hear that, man? Right? You got some people that's been in the Army, in the Navy, right? Years, man. 12 years he said this guy was in the Navy, man. And asked to hold his rifle, right? Just to see what it felt like to hold a rifle. And he was in the Navy 12 years, right? So you support us, man, right? Those of you that are so easily seduced, right? Just because somebody show up, man. How you know those guns are real, man? Right? Y'all just see somebody looking a certain way, man, and talking a certain way, and that's all it takes, man. Like y'all sold, man. Right? This man ain't showed nothing, man. Right? He ain't fire a shot, nothing, man. Y'all just bound down, man. Right? Y'all don't even know what this man was doing in the military. Right? He could have just been a cook or a barber, man. Right? Or a dentist. Right? Or a damn priest. That's what he looked like, a damn Islam priest, right? A Muslim priest. That's what the hell he looked like. Fake ass Malcolm X.
Or shot one or whatever. And so like he was like so excited to hold my rifle, What about the one guy, I'll post the picture up, he had a 22 long rifle, AR-15 with a round lodged sideways into action.
Now you see that, man? This man just laughing at the way you out there holding guns, right? Y'all not even doing it correctly. You see that, man? And now people want us to follow this guy. Get the hell out of here, man. You see this, man? That's how the enemy feel about you, man. This man is actually laughing at you, man.
The other thing is wearing black, and I'm sure that was just sent a message because black is the color of targets. And the reason why they're the color of targets is because it's easily seen,
Now you see that? Now y'all out there thinking y'all doing something, right? Dressed in all black, talking shit, right? And y'all all black, thinking you sending a message. But he say, man, black is just the color of targets, man. Right? You can easily see black, right? So all y'all out there was targets, man. Just pretty much, that's all you was, man. Right? You see that?
And anybody who's serious and you're in the mountains of Georgia, you're going to have camouflage on, man,
And that's the problem. They wasn't serious, man. Right? They weren't serious out there, right? They were just doing all that for the camera, man, right? Pretty much what it was for, man. And to seduce you simple ones, man, right? That find that enticing, who want to, follow behind that there. But you best believe, the government gonna have something waiting on you on the other side of it, right? And not only that, just the Most High as well. Because actually, that's who you're going up against, trying to liberate yourself, right? With somebody who really ain't even trying to liberate you, right? He playing a role, man. Dude, pay it off, man. All right, let me get some more of this video.
Don't think for a minute, though, that this racial tension is not being promoted by politicians to remove or oust Donald Trump. They are stoking the coals and use these tragedies to paint a narrative, and they're getting people really emotional. And I think they're going to regret what they're doing because it's going to
Well, the politicians, they're going to use everything they can to their advantage. Right? But, these things happen to our people because they under curses, man. Right? Ain't no way around that, though. They around here thinking that they're going to liberate themselves. It's like, around here trying to liberate themselves, man. And, they just putting themselves in an even worse predicament. Right? Because what they fail to realize is they're working against the hands of the Lord. Right? Got the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. Now, that happened to us in slavery, right? But, hey, it's actually happening to our brothers, too, and sisters, too, these last couple of years, right? When they've been, locking up all these Hispanics and separating the families. A lot of these, they still trying to put these families back together, right? So that's still even going on right now to this day, right? This damn devil. But this last part I want, and there shall be no might in thine hand, right? So, why these, NFACs out there trying to, liberate themselves. The Most High got us under curses. And, part of those curses is there is no liberating yourself, right? Because if we could have, we would have did that already. Verse 33, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always, right? And that's till our Lord come back and take these curses off of us. But until then, man, we're going to be down and out, man. Right? But the Most High is granting us grace through this Spirit, man, through this word, right? But our people don't want to hear this, and they're going to take it and cast it behind them, Therefore, they have to, wrestle with the wiles of the devil, Verse 34, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see, right? And, he say you're going to be oppressed continually always, right? So you're going to always see, even when it's not happening to you, right? It's going to be happening to your neighbor, your brother, everybody that look like you, right? It's going to be a sad situation, man. But that's because we're under curses. All right, let's go to slide down. Slide down to 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down low, right? And then you hear him say, in the military, when he was laughing about these guys claiming to be ex-military, some of them was cooks, some of them was water purifiers, some of them was just the janitors cleaning bathrooms, right? That don't necessarily mean all of them was holding guns, right? Remember, these curses on these guys, right? So they're not in no way, form, or fashion going to be equal to Esau. No way, man, right? Esau is going to always be above him in some way, right? Until we are placed above, until we are placed in our proper place, right? Verse 44, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail, right? So just because you was ex-military, man, don't mean you got the same training that Esau got, man, right? So you supporters need to keep that in mind, man. Well, y'all out here just to quick to praise this man, right? Like he got, the ability to go toe-to-toe with, the powers that be, right? Because he don't. And on top of that, he a part of their system, man. He worked for him, man. Y'all don't know that, though. Right. That's all I wanted out of that. I think that's all I wanted out of that. Matter of fact, I want to make this two. Let me Matter of fact, let me get one more scripture real quick. Let me go to Zephaniah 3 and 8, because the Lord said, wait upon him, right? I got the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, right? Because the Most High just don't want to gather the scum over here in Babylon the Great, right? He gonna gather the nations, man. Cause did you know we was scattered into all nations, right? So we in every nation, right? So he's gonna make all the nations pay for it, right? But he said, wait ye upon him, right? For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy, right? So it's finna, the Lord finna, he gonna pay for us, right? So the men of the Lord, and men of Israel, we not out here taking up guns, right? Or nor do we desire to, right? So you have to remember, if he was blessed with this sword, man, on this side, and before the Lord, appoints it, you're not gonna win again. You're not gonna beat this guy with guns, right? Now let me show you something else, man. Right? I'm gonna have to go on my history and find it. I didn't plan on, bringing this out, but we all familiar with Keanu Reeves, right? I'm finna show you how this man here is just naturally blessed with the sword, man. Right? Now remember, this dude made a statement. He said 10 guys could have took out all 200 of those guys, right? And I believe him, right? Because Esau is just naturally blessed with the sword. And right, to prove that, right, we got Mr. Keanu Reeves right here, right? Mr. Neo from the Matrix, right? Now, we going to watch him, right? And he finna hit a couple targets, right? He going to hit more than 10 targets, right? But when that dude said one guy would 10 guys would have took out those 200, that means one guy would have took out 20 guys by himself. Now, let's just watch this here. I'm finna show you that this guy wasn't just blowing smoke out his face like, Grandmaster Jay was. Because I'm willing to bet if Grandmaster Jay went into a gun range, he wasn't going to move like this, man, right? And hit these targets like this, right? So you simple ones that find this enticing, man, this is what your opposition is doing, right? This is what he's capable of. And remember, this is one guy, man, all right? And remember, this guy wasn't in the military, right? This guy's a movie star, right? So consider if this was somebody who was training, man, who got years of experience doing this, man, who did this all their life, man, right? Just keep that in mind, right?
Shooter ready? Stand by.
Perfect.
Wow, good job.
Now, I ain't counting the targets, but he hit about 20 targets, man, in about 26 seconds, man. Right? Well, that video was 26. I stopped at the 26-second mark, right? So it was really less quicker than that, right? He did that in about 20 seconds, man. Right? That guy in that video just said, y'all was wearing black to send a message. I guess a message of intimidation, but he said blacks actually made you a target, right? So if you would have sent like 3 or 4 Keanu Reeves out there, man, they could have took down. He could have took down half of your squad, man. Just 3-4 guys, man. You see that, right? That's how silly of a move that was for you just walking out there, man. Right? Unprepared, untrained, right? Just talking shit. And that's all you was doing, man. But your adversaries, man, they sitting around doing this for fun, man. Right? You see what he do? He doing this for fun, man. They train to kill for fun, man. All right, so you simple ones. All right? If you truly looking for peace, following guys like this, man, ain't the way to do it, man. Right? Cause he gonna lead you into guys like this. Perfect. And this guy ain't missing the shot, man. This man hitting everything, man. right? He ain't squeezing that trigger, shooting wild, right? He ain't riding in no car, holding a gun out, just blindly shooting, right? This man is aiming with precision, man. Taking precise shots, one shot, one kill, man. Right? You see that? Right? That's what you want to go up against, right?
Perfect.
Wow, good job. That was awesome.
This is why the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man. Right? Because even they movie stars will kill you. Right? Lord say, wait ye upon me, and that's what true men of the Lord are going to do. So I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to say, call halal, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostle and the elders, the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that's watching and learning. To you I say shalom. All right. You fanboys, Grandmaster J. Right. That's what y'all up against, man. Guys like this here, man. Right. Our job is not to join you. Right. The hopeful elect is not going to join you. Right. We're going to rebuke you and tell you, as the Lord told you, wait ye upon him. Right. Because no man can redeem us. Right. But him. So all y'all is trying to take matters into your own hands. You're really fighting against the Lord. And the Lord going to deal with you accordingly. All right. So I want to say, call halal, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostle and elders, the great millstone. The brother Nakamaya. Shalom.